What we think in our mind is not real. It's a dream. It's like a dream. We use the word, develop concept, make a sentence, and think this way or that way, or happy or sad, to describe the situation internally. And in that sense, it looks real. But the thinking itself is just a story. We are creating some event. For example, if I'm talking something, I try to capture that idea and use that idea into word. So it looks like real, but what I said about the idea real, all of that, how can you grasp it? How can you touch it and feel it? It's like perhaps like on the computer, on the screen. The screen is changing, and we play the movies on the screen in our mind. If we do this, this happens, kind of like playing the Super Mario Brothers or any game. And we know that game if we play, but when we use our mind, it looks real. And actually, it is to a degree can be result in the reality, because if you think about if I touch my head, I may feel like it, and if you do that, and you feel something. And in that sense, what you're thinking turned out to be the reality, but so far as you're thinking but not doing anything, it's just the image of what may happen. So this expression may sound really weird, but life can be seen as a dream because we create all the scenarios to this and that. And some of them may materialize and you feel happy or sad. But when you feel happy or sad, it's already past tense of what happened. The event that, what I mean is that the event that you felt happy is already gone. So you're just tasting the image, perhaps kind of like on the screen of TV, and feeling what's going on in there. And therefore you feel it, and for that reason it sounds real. But the image on TV could be fake, just as much as we are dreaming, and when we wake up, we know it's a dream. It's fake, but when you're in the dream, you don't think so. You're participating in the action, and also you may be thinking about something. So when you wake up, that was not the reality, but when you're dreaming, that was the reality. At least in most cases, I would imagine, if you are in the dream. If that's the dream is someone else's action or the story, and you're not participating but watching, well, you may still see that as reality, because you see the movement of people and all that, and you also feel something about it. Then you cannot distinguish. So whatever happens in our mind is a tricky thing. If you really think about it, you think again. But if you don't think about it and grasp that, then it becomes like watching a TV and not involved in it. So the scene may be sad, and you may feel it, but it's not real. You know it because it's just happening in the screen on TV. But in living this situation of portraying some of the images on the brain in our mind, may be seen real all the time, because there's emotional movement according to what you think or portray in your mind. And more and more I realize whatever goes on in our mind has a limitation. And that's what I said, that there's two universes. One is the universe we think we have in the brain or the mind, and the other universe is what's going on surrounding that mind. Maybe the feeling is not in the mind but somewhere else, but there's an observer of that, what's going on in the mind, and that triggered you to feel a pain or sadness or anger or happiness. So from the sense of that, whatever happens and reaction of that, make it real, but the screen is just the screen. If you're thinking of something to happen, then you're not in the reality. Of course it can become a reality, and therefore when you felt fear can materialize as fear if that happens. But if we describe this or try to understand what's going on, you may also see whatever you think is a dream. So is it a dream or reality? That's an interesting question, isn't it? The more we understand where the line is drawn, that divide the reality and the brain, or the mind, what's in the mind, we may start to know ourselves better.